The Harrier needs constant trimming, and it can be a real nuisance, especially when you drop something like a Mark 83. Instead of messing around with the trim buttons, simply engage the autopilot for a few seconds, let the aircraft settle down, and when you turn the autopilot off, you'll be perfectly trimmed. If you want to visually ID an airborne target, then the DMT automatically slaves to any Sidewinder lock, allowing targets to be identified at extended range. This would be a real advantage, especially in Cold War missions. By default, the EHSD controls are shown in green, which is often hard to see. Pressing Map and then Colour repeatedly lets us cycle through different colours to find one that's easier to read. Harriers often live at low level, and by default the low altitude warning is set at 500 feet, which can be a bit of a nuisance. We can change this by pressing Alt on the UFC and entering a new altitude. But if we wish, we can just turn it off entirely by pressing the on-off button. We'll still get the ground collision warning, and if you're flying really low, you can turn this off as well by deselecting the GPWS option on the ODU. Peace and quiet, as long as you don't crash. Harriers also own the night, and we have night vision goggles like Hornets, Vipers and A10s etc. But we also have HUD Flare, which offers far better clarity at night, but its field of view is limited. My suggestion then is to use the HUD Flare when you're flying extremely low, but if you need to perform manoeuvres, then pop on your goggles for the duration of any hard turns. You can use both together, but the goggles do degrade the HUD Flare somewhat. As a little bonus, here is another tip which isn't Harrier specific. If you really want to max perform your aircraft, then get TACVIEW. I often hear people who make claims that their jet does this or weapons can do that, seemingly basing their claims on the real aircraft or just hearsay rather than facts. TACVIEW will tell you exactly what your aircraft and weapons are doing, and it's especially useful if you're interested in dogfighting, BVR or defending against SAMs. The starter version is free, but I'd recommend the paid for standard or advanced versions if you can afford it. The default TPOD mode confuses many new pilots. Slewing up and down often moves the camera in a diagonal